before lunch, and I'll give this direction again. But when we break, intermediate beekeepers go to hives on that side of the little road, and beginning beekeepers go to any grouping, any cluster of hives out in front. Beginning hives, the topic will be basic hive inspection.
So how many people here are brand new? Okay, the basis of human and bee interworking is smoke. And don't buy smoker fuel. You can use anything. Pine needles, I got some straw here, you can use burlap, you can use old rotten wood. We want to get it going until the smoke turns brown. Then we have a fire going. And then what you want for the bees now, once you've got it up to temperature, is the white smoke. Smoke is number one. And number two, and this is something you got to remember and keep telling yourself over and over again. When you work on bees, bees aren't like horses and cows and dogs that you train. When you go into the hive, the bees train you. You aren't going to change the bees at all. So when you enter the bees' world, you go by their rules. When you smoke the bees, all you want is really just the guard bees at the entrance. You don't want to just fumigate the hive with smoke. We're just going to give a couple streams. That's it. They're crabby because on a nice sunny day, all of the field bees are out, and the field bees are the old bees. They were guard bees, then they went to their next job, which is to forage. So when you go on a nice day, all of the old bees and the old guard bees and the guard bees are all gone, and you're just going in with young nurse bees. And here today, we got them all right here. We're going to see that we have a good laying queen. Do we need to find the queen to do that? No. What do we need to find? We need to find eggs to know that she's been here at least in the last 3 days. Larvae to know she's been there for the last 9 days. And pupa to know at least 24 days if that's all you find. We can take this feeder out. And now we can slide frames toward us, because otherwise when you pull a frame out of the center, you're rolling and smashing bees. One of those bees might be your queen, and obviously then you're sunk. So we can pull these aside, and we can pass these around if you like, or...
No, you're doing just fine, buddy.
Oh, I used to dress up in all that garbage, and this is the way I work bees.
Do you occasionally get stung on the hand?
Yeah, but I mean, you know the thing about it, we all have to remember about stings. First of all, if you're getting stung a lot, the bees are telling you something. You're doing something wrong.
Okay.
Now, how much smoke have I given these bees?
Not a lot.
Not a lot, and they're very, very gentle. Now you see, as if they start poking their heads up, which they're not even really doing, bees are good to work with. Just a little bit of smoke, and look, they turn and they just go right back. You know, if you go by the bees' rules, don't be banging around. Don't breathe on them. They don't like that. Okay, so we have a really nice frame of brood here, and you will see if you look at that we do have eggs in there. Now let me show you how to examine a frame before getting ahead of myself. You pull the frame up like this. See, I'm holding the frame with my fingers. To look at the other side, you don't want to have to fumble around. Just take and flip it like this to look at the other side.
They're pretty close.
Are these coming up from California then to have this many bees?
Yeah. Now I want to give you the coolest trick. Okay, everybody remember this because it'll save you a lot of time. I want to find the queen. Okay, the first thing you want to do when you want to find the queen is separate the two bodies. Okay, that way you're not going all over the place, up, down, sideways. Yeah, this is drone, and that tells you that their protein level's good, so they're feeding well. When you want to find the queen, look in at the next frame before you remove it. Just glance back and forth. Okay, that's all the time it takes, because if she's there, she'll jump right off the frame at that angle. Okay, now pull that frame out, but don't look at it. Look at the next frame. I'll explain why. Okay, I don't see her on there. Now look at this frame. Look at all that sealed brood. I mean, this hive is going to have a population explosion shortly. Anybody?
So all that sealed little...
It's all sealed
all
brood.
the little sealed squares are brood.
There's some queen cells starting in the bottom.
So, wait a minute, where is that? Where?
Queen cells on the bottom there.
Oh, this?
Just starting up. Okay?
On the bottom.
So that's where the queens will...
They will be filled out. Okay, so now we looked at this one.
Thank you.
We had already looked at this one here. So now we're going to remove it. And then what are we going to do?
Look at the next.
We're going to look at the next frame before we look at this one.
Look at all
And she's not there. Now we're going to look at this one.
Oh, that's bigger.
Okay?
So what's on the...
She's so much bigger, and she walks with a swagger right through the middle, and just bam, there she is. When you see the bees kind of vibrating around on the frame there, you're getting close to the queen. Look how they're vibrating around.
they are.
See that they are moving different.
I was just asked a question, is do you just shove the frames together and worry about smashing bees? Not in my hives, because I run 10 frames and 10 frame equipment. If I was running 8 frames, I'd run 8 frames and 8 frame equipment. The reason why is that is what Reverend Langstreth, when he designed these, see that extra width all the way down to here? If you run frames, 10 frames into 10 frame box, you'll always have the right space. One of the reasons for swarming is a reduction in the queen pheromones being spread through the hive. So you got a hive this big, and you got it all plugged up with drone brood. You get all that out of there, and now the queen pheromones can move around the hive a lot easier. So yeah, this is a really, really good looking hive. The bees communicate with pheromones.
Right.
And the more you work hives on a regular basis, when they emit a pheromone, you're going to smell it. And you're going to know what it is. So here you open up, you throw the lid off, you get smoke, and alarm pheromone. It smells like banana.
That wasn't what we were
Okay,
smelling.
but you'll recognize that. There's another one that's like kind of like BO. And that is where you're just tearing things apart, and I think it's a brood pheromone or something. I smell it every once in a while. I'm not sure what that one's. Well, okay, let me give you the answer to that. There will.
Is that the queen right there?
No, that's a drone.
That's a drone. Boy, it's a big.
And I want to tell you, for those of you, when you have time, drones do not sting. And in learning to handle queens, which you pick up by the abdomen, or the thorax, not the abdomen. Okay? You can practice doing that with drones because they can't sting you. Or you can pick them up by their wings. You're going to need to handle queens, and the place to learn is not with an expensive queen, but by picking up drones. And that's a really good thing to practice when you're just messing around. So here's the queen, and she's very skinny because they are not letting her lay. Right here. Normally she's much bigger than that. Normally she's much longer, but she is getting ready to fly. Okay, this here is worth its weight in gold. Now where's the queen? Right here. Right there.
She's pretty obvious.
Right here?
Okay, there she is.
Yeah. And, oh God, let's get her.
Which one is it, Harry?
Right here. See how much longer?
Oh, yeah.
Now, normally she'd be much, much bigger around than that. Oh, ouch, I got a stinger instead of a queen. Where'd she go? Now I lost her. I think she actually took the wing there. Anyway, what I do is when I get to this point is I install her in a queen. It's a queen catcher. And then you can set her aside. And
she's right there, isn't that the drone?
That's a drone, yeah.
Pretty big.
Okay, there she is right there. Now, for you guys not ready to handle queens yet, you can kind of put this over and kind of watch. And don't pinch her. And I lost her. Anyway, you can do that thing.
Yeah, there they go.
They're being very protective of her. And there she is in the coop. Okay, now, okay, we want to make a split. You put her there. She can't get out, but the size of the holes, the bees can get in and take care of her.
Can she get out though because she's skinny now?
That's a good question. Maybe. Be very careful with these. I got up one morning after working bees all day, and I came out, and the first thing I did was grab this, and there was a queen, a dead queen smashed in the corner. I'm like, no. What was the last time I worked here? Oh, no. Now you can do whatever you want, and you're not worried about killing the queen. Whatever you do, each and every procedure you do, try to, as time goes along, have a reason. Not because Joe Blow over here said so. Okay, we're going to poke a hole in the candy plug. Why? And you have a reason that's logical and makes sense, and then as time goes along, proves to be the right thing to do. If you remember nothing else about queen introduction, what we want is for the queen, for the bees to chew through the candy plug, and in the dark, still, and quiet of the hive, the queen to emerge and walk among the bees and to begin laying, and for a period to occur that now brood pheromones along with her pheromones have become recognized in the hive, and then you can come in here and mess around like this and they're going to ignore you like they're ignoring us. And as long as you obey their rules, they don't care what you do.